All About Scorpio, part 42. Yes, I know I'm running out of time. I need to catch up because we're almost near the Scorpio season. We're still at Libra, but I need to catch up. So the previous recording, we had October 27th till 29th. I hope I can do October 30 to November 1st. But before I begin, I'd like to thank all of those who actually left a comment or tried to, visit the All About Scorpio recordings the last time. So special shout outs to Raven. Raven, I didn't know that you have the same birthday as my boss, okay? And that 95% of, the facts there, was true for you or resonated for you. And also thank you to G-Spot Buster. Wow, what a name. G-Spot Buster. Thank you, dear. Anyway, so let's begin. Because again, like what I said, we're running out of time. I need to catch up. And before I begin, by the way, I don't take any credits for this because all of these are based on a website that I've actually checked out, and they're really, really good. So I just wanted to share it to you guys. Sharing is caring. So you can visit trustedpsychicmediums.com if you want. All right, so let's go with October 30 zodiac. It says here, as a Scorpio born on this day, you're quite an intense person. Now, this can be a very good thing, or it can be quite negative. Your intensity often involves focusing on one project, one person, or one cause at a time. This intensity enables you to put in a lot of effort, work, and time until you achieve the outcome that you're looking for. Well, all Scorpios are very intense, don't you think? Anyway, not surprisingly, you can be quite a successful person as long as you put your mind to it. With that said, oftentimes you get caught up in emotional entanglements, and this saps your energy and motivation. In fact, you tend to worry about things that you shouldn't be worrying about. You're often stuck and frustrated. The good news is that you have the key to getting out of your situation. Things are only as hard as you allow them to be. Now, for love horoscope, lovers born October 30th are viewed as very loyal, intense, and also destructive. As the old saying goes, we tend to hurt the people that love us the most. I hate that, really. Anyway, this makes a lot of sense because the more emotionally invested you are in somebody, the more intense the betrayal would be when something goes wrong. This definitely applies to you. You're extremely invested in the people you allow to be close to you. Unfortunately, you get so wrapped up in your personal drama that it robs you out of the energy, willpower, and focus you need to succeed in other areas of your life. Now, what's a career horoscope? Those with a birthday on October 30 are actually well suited for any kind of job. You can pretty much do decently in all types of jobs, whether we're talking about physical, labor, analysis, policy suggestions, creative work, you name it. You are a very versatile and flexible person. With that said, this doesn't mean that you'll be quite successful in any of those fields because, as mentioned, you have a tendency to get caught up in the things you get hot and bothered about. You have a very difficult time letting go of past traumas and slights. In hindsight, a lot of these things really don't matter all that much, but you read into them a tremendous amount of your present day frustrations and fears. You can also be very prideful. Given these combinations, it's not a surprise that you tend to stay near the bottom or near the middle of any kind of job or business. Now, people born on October 30, personality traits. You can be a very warm person, but you can also be a very cutting person. It really depends on whether people get on your good side or not. With that said, you can be an extremely loyal and faithful friend or the worst sworn enemy. So take your pick. Now, the positive traits. Positive traits, it's like oh my God, why did it sound like I'm from England or something? Positive traits. If you put your mind to any project or relationship, it will succeed. Sorry about that, okay? If you're looking for a mutually satisfactory, happy, and fulfilling relationship, you could have that. If you want a truly successful career that would take you to the highest peaks of achievement, you can have that. Unfortunately, These is just, only one person standing in the way. And this person spells his or her name this way. Y-O-W. And that's you. Ouch. So what are the negative traits? You have to let go of the past. You also have to stop reading too much into situations. Otherwise, you will end up getting caught up in small, insignificant drama that you blow out of all proportion. Not surprisingly, you run out of the energy, focus, and sense of urgency you need to succeed in many different areas of your life. You're often left fighting imaginary battles while neglecting the things that truly matter. Alright, next I'm going to skip the element, the planetary influence. We'll just go with top tips for those with October 30 birthday. You should avoid sweating the small stuff, reading too much into things, and blowing things out of proportion. Lucky color. Lucky color for those born in October 30 is represented by the color silver. Just like silver, you're very bright. You can quickly interpret any kind of situation you're in. It can also be very valuable. However, if you neglect certain areas of your life, these blessings can easily corrode or get tarnished. Lucky numbers. Luckiest numbers for people born on the 30th of October are 1, 2, 5, 9, and 63. Bingo. Final thoughts for the October 30 zodiac. So if you're feeling frustrated, stuck, or confused, always remember that you hold the key to your imaginary mental prison. That's right. All things that you believe are holding you back are all in your head. By simply adopting the right mindset and breaking free of the unhealthy influences of the past, you can claim the power and victory the future has in store for you. And now you have to make that choice. There you go. So if you're born on the 30th of October, leave your comments below, or if you're a cross watcher, leave your comments below. And again, I don't take credit for this. You can visit trustedpsychicmediums.com for more information. So let's head on to October 31st. And actually, my twin best friends, they're actually born on 31st of October, and this is the first time I'm going to read it, so I'm quite excited for it. Let's see if it's true. But before I do that, I need to drink a cup of tea because I'm totally drained. Hold on. Hold on. Alrighty. So, as a Scorpio born on October 31st, you are known for your fierce loyalty, passion, and ability to see beyond the surface. This is due to the fact that you know human nature quite well. You have made an art of observing people and understanding what motivates them. You also understand the power of motivation and intended action. Not surprisingly, among all Scorpios, you are the most understanding. You are able to divorce your emotional state from what you see. That's so true. Some people will praise you to say that for a Scorpio, you're the most grounded in reality. That is actually quite a compliment, but also quite a bit of a challenge. But you know what? That's true. My twin best friends, they're very grounded, before they can actually come up with a conclusion. Because Scorpios, normally, they're very cutting, especially if they get pissed. But, these guys are actually very much grounded. They're very balanced, and also they're, both of their parents are actually Librans, so I thought at first that maybe they got it from, their Libran parents because it's all about balance skills. But yeah, so this is interesting. Anyway, it's easy to get taken by emotion. It's easy to interpret external reality based primarily from our subjective biases. Scorpios are particularly susceptible to this, and this gives you a tremendous amount of passion, but it can also have the effect of depressing you and giving you a very dim view of the people in your life and reality in general. If there's any one factor in your life that you should look for or look to for guidance, power, and a sense of assurance, it's actually your passion. So find your passion, you'll be able to find your destiny. Love horoscope. Lovers born on October 31st are very passionate, secretive, and attentive. The secret to being a great lover has nothing to do with the physical equipment, stamina, or physical constitution. Unfortunately, this is how a lot of people look at romantic relationships. They often focus on the surface. They focus on what they can see. True. Scorpios are known throughout history to be great lovers because they can transcend the physical. That's so freaking true. They can transcend what you can't see. Do you understand that romance really is a choreography between the things you can see and the things you can't? In many cases, it's a word of emotion that really provides the energy, power, intensity, and electricity needed for a truly meaningful love life. Scorpios are also very protective and loving. Loving in this context is defined as truly wanting to know a person. A lot of people define love as what they can get from other people. That's how love is normally defined in our modern society, which is, funny. And I remember, if you can actually look up Mark Beresky, he's really good. I've learned a lot of things from him. And he talked about love, and, I actually learned, and it made me really laugh out loud because he said, sometimes people, they take relationships as if it's a business, thing. Like it's an investment. It's a business relationship when it shouldn't be. Yeah, that's so true. So I totally agree with him. Anyway, but real love is really all about selflessness, and among all the horoscope signs out there, mind you, that Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces are the most equipped for that kind of definition. Now let's head on to career. Those with a birthday on October 31st are best suited for any type of job that requires collaboration, analysis, and coordination. Human beings can be quite finicky. In many cases, it's very hard to coordinate with people because in many cases, the things that come out of their mouths are quite different from how they actually behave. Hypocrisy is a one uniting factor of humanity. Scorpios understand this, and this is why they're great collaborators, coordinators, and managers. They understand that there's a built-in tension between our knowledge of how we should be acting and how we actually behave. Instead of being hypocritical and putting on a great show and continuing the lie, they cut straight to the chase. I remember my Scorpio boss, October 27 boss, he actually told me just last week, you know what, that's true, because, why beat around the bush? If you want results, go with the action. Get the action done. So that's how Scorpios are, I tell you. Not surprisingly, they step on a lot of toes, though, but interestingly enough, they get the job done. There you go, I just said they get the job done. Not surprisingly, they're sought after for this quite unique ability. Now, people born October 31st personality traits, if there's one word to describe you, it would be loyal. Now, a lot of people could say that loyalty in and of itself is a very good thing. For the most part, this is true. Loyalty is a positive trait in most contexts. However, there's such a thing as loyal to a fault. There are people on this planet that you should not be loyal to. They will lead you to hell, and unfortunately, they won't lead you back. You have to understand that while you have a lot of love and friendship to give, you have to give it to the right people. You have to give it to the people who deserve it. Sadly, a lot of Scorpios born October 31st, especially the younger ones, are very stubborn. They only learn to be realistic only after they've gotten burned several times. Positive traits of the October 31st zodiac. Your loyalty is legendary, and that's why in any kind of corporate setting, you tend to get dragged up. You meet people in many areas of your life, and these people tend to move up in life. Maybe they got promoted, maybe they started a successful business, whatever the case may be, these people move up and they always look back to your loyalty. They remember the support and companionship you provided. Not surprisingly, they flock to you and drag you up as they move up in the world. In many cases among the Scorpios, people envy you because you seem to become successful even without seemingly trying, and that's what I call effortless. Negative traits. If there's any one negative trait that you have, is that you can be obsessive and loyal to a fault. It's like being loyal to the captain of the Titanic while the ship is sinking. Everybody's freaking out and jumping in lifeboats and fleeing for safety, and you, on the other hand, are so loyal to the cause that you go down with the ship. You have to remember that there is a dividing line between loyalty and self-preservation. Know that line and stay alive longer. Now, top tips for those born on October 31st. You should avoid being too loyal. Try to be more self-aware. Focus more on how you can turn your passions into activities that will not just benefit others, but benefit you as well. Lucky color. Lucky color for those people born on this day is deep red. Deep red is the color of passion. In Chinese astrology, deep red is also very lucky. True, because I have Chinese blood. It's no surprise that a lot of Scorpios born on October 31st don't have to struggle much in life, because there's always somebody bailing them out, dragging them up, and otherwise helping them move forward. This is not an accident. Those people helping are not doing it for their health. They're simply rewarding Scorpios born on this day due to their amazing loyalty. Lucky numbers 4, 9, 12, 15, and 22. And the final thoughts, follow your desires. Stop living for other people. I know you're loyal. I know that you have a tremendous amount of compassion, but try to look at your own self-interest from time to time. That's self-love, guys. You'd be surprised as to what kind of happy balance you can strike between your self-interest and being a good friend and a supporter of others. So there you go. So if you're born on October 31st or you're a cross watcher, leave your comment below. All, comments are welcome and appreciated. All right, I need to drink. I'm so freaking drained. And we'll head on to November 1st, our last one, for All About Scorpio, part 42. Okay. So, as a Scorpio born on November 1st, you love the spotlight. You are very strong-willed because you have a strong emotional core. I actually know 2 people born on November 1st, and that's true. They really do love the spotlight, They're very, actually, before I proceed, they're very much talkative, which is for me, Scorpios, there are Scorpios are very quiet. And they say the more, I'm just going to base it from Linda Goodman, the more that they appear to be a clown, the more you should be careful. Okay? Just saying. Anyway, unlike other Scorpios that tend to have there you go, serious mood swings and often suffer from superficial emotional instability, people born November 1st tend to have an even footing as far as emotions, ambition, and drive are concerned. You also have a tremendous amount of willpower. Whenever you fix your mind to do something, guess what? It will get done. That's how much focus you have. You understand the old saying that where your focus goes, energy flows. Not surprisingly, you are the type of person constantly keeps a short to-do list. A lot of people love to keep to-do lists, but their lists get so filled up with tasks that they get overwhelmed, and ultimately they abandon their to-do list and start another one. You, on the other hand, are quite disciplined because you try to keep this list, very short. And on average, you knock those things out every single day. This makes you quite an effective person, and as a result, you tend to have a strong identity. A lot of people would think this is some sort of bragging, but it really all boils down to self-confidence. Oh yes, they're so self-confident. Oh my God. Anyway, love horoscope. Lovers born on November 1st love rituals. They keep an aura of mystery in their lives. In your mind, the essence of romance is not the actual destination. It's not finding the love partner. It's not finding somebody who would love you for the rest of your life. In your mind, what makes romance romantic is actually the process. It's the sense of anticipation, the hints of despair, and the risks involved. You're not really caught up in the actual final destination of your love life. You focus more on the fun you'll have trying to piece it all together and then figure it out. Not surprisingly, you're not really big on commitments. You're having too much fun. Still, once you do commit, you do get into it very deeply. When you choose to make a connection, you are in 100%. There's no shaking you. In many extreme situations, you continue loving your partner even after your partner has fallen out of love with you. Scorpios born on this day tend to be attracted to the water signs like Cancer. Okay? Career. Now, those with a birthday on November 1 are best suited for corporate jobs, whether we're talking about an executive assistant, an account executive, or even a chief executive officer. People born in November 1 have what it takes to go all the way to the top. You have to remember that moving up the corporate ladder often leaves a body count. There are rather going to be many people you're going to be stepping on. Some horoscope signs rather are more cavalier and more blatant about this, but you on the other hand have a way of getting people to emotionally invest in what you're doing. Not surprisingly, a lot of people find you trustworthy enough to keep pushing you up the chain. Interestingly enough, you tend to do this on the sidelines, and people often do not see you coming. This is your ace in the hole. You tend to surprise people based on these quick bursts in your career. People born in November 1 personality traits, you are known to be loyal and trustworthy. Once somebody wins your respect, you are all in. You can be counted on through thick or thin. You can be extremely loyal. While you're loyal to a fault, you can be quite loyal. You can continue to give and give and give even when your other friends have completely given up. Now, your friends does have a limit, or your friendship rather, have a limit. If you feel that your relationship is uneven, eventually you will cut that person off. Instead of simply demoting that person to a lower tier of friendship, you tend to prefer cutting that person off completely. Not surprisingly, there are a lot of former friends who have tried to get back into your life, but you already made your mind up. What are the positive traits? People born on this day have a tremendous sense of possibility. They are also very focused. If you come across people that are building a business or starting some sort of project, you would be the ideal team member for them. You have the focus, energy, and passion needed to make any kind of project successful. Not surprisingly, you have a lot of friends who have vested interest in your friendship. They may not like you personally, but you definitely bring a lot to the table. Unfortunately, this also opens a can of worms because you don't know how to trust at some level or another. Negative traits. You can be very loyal. You can be a very positive factor in any kind of team environment. The problem is, when somebody steps on your toes and pisses you off, you burn bridges. In your mind, there's no gray area. There's no lower tier friendship. There's no middle ground as far as loyalty is concerned. Either people are with you or they're against you. You tend to cut people out unnecessarily. True. So, top tips for those with a November 1st birthday. I'm wondering. You should avoid people who are out to use you. You have to remember that you are a tremendous asset. Your sense of focus can make an otherwise mediocre team into a stellar one. People naturally seek you out. You have that charm. The problem is they seek you out because of their own personal interests. They may not even like you. They just want to get something from you. Be aware this is happening so you can make sure that you find yourself in more win-win situations. Lucky color for people born this day is violet. Violet is a color of royalty. It's not surprising that this is your lucky color because you have the personal connections, the powerful personal drive to be successful in whatever you do. Luckiest numbers, it's actually 3, 8, 12, 19, and 27. Bingo. Final thoughts. Be aware of people who are using you. Now, it's okay if they're around. Make sure you get something out of it. Stay away from win-lose situations as much as possible. Make sure that you make win-win situations your personal mantra. Not only would your career move up to a much higher level, but you would be much happier and fulfilled in all other areas of your life. There you go. Thank God it's not a 48-minute recording. But anyway, seriously, I hope you enjoyed this. And again, thank you so much for listening. And again, I don't take credits for this because you can go visit trustedpsychicmediums.com for information about birthday personality and all other stuff. They're really, really good. And I'd like to share this because Scorpio season is, is almost up in the air, right? But we're still in the Libra season. And again, just so you know, my rising sign is actually Libra. And my moon sign is actually Aquarius, and my sun sign is Scorpio. So there you go. For any suggestions, feedbacks, they're all welcome and appreciated. Just let me know, okay? And I gotta end this because I need to head off to sleep. And I'll see you in the next All About Scorpio. Bye.